And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 86 of Player Life. Who we got in the house? We got Know Your Worth in the house. Says, finally able to catch you, Mac. I've been working every day. Gotta do what you gotta do, man. It's all good. It's all good. As long as you catch the replays, it's all good. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Gabriel E in the house. Good morning to you, even though it's nighttime here in Japan, but it's all good. Yo. Good stuff, guys. Know Your Worth says, yo, Gabriel, money muscles game. You know it. You know it. I just was just out with MLD. Just out. We just met. Was helping him out. He's gonna be, can't say too much, but let's just say he's working on some promotion. It's gonna be good. I was helping him out. He's gonna be dropping a promotion soon. It's gonna be pretty dope from what I see. Looks pretty good. Javier in the house. What is up, man? Hope you're well. Hope you're well, man. Okay. All right. Yeah, so like I said, just back from Shibuya. Shibuya is like in Shibuya is one of like the busiest places in Tokyo. It has a famous crosswalk. I think it's like the busiest crosswalk in the world. But every time you go there, you see like hottest girls ever. It's like, I'd say it's where like teenagers, like it's kind of a youthful area, like teenage up to like mid to late 20s, like mainly. It's like for shopping. That's why you get like all these super hotties there. In my opinion, Shibuya in Tokyo has the hottest girls, like the most densely populated amount of hot girls. It's a good time. But yeah, that was it. So yeah, today I was thinking I want to talk about the title is how to have a 3P. The reason I said 3P is because in Japanese they say like it's called Sampi, like 3P. That means threesome. So obviously, yeah, I don't know if you can. I don't know if you're allowed to write those kind of titles. I don't know if YouTube might ban like a title that has the word threesome in it. Who knows? The way they are these days. But anyway, that's some knowledge. If you ever come to Japan, san ichi ni san. San is like 3, and P is obviously stands for person. So Japanese people say san P or 3P. So that means threesome. Today's Japanese lesson over and out. But yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of like I was, I personally, ever since I was like, I don't know. I guess ever since I hit puberty, I guess I always kind of fantasized about having a threesome. I mean, it's not for everyone. I mean, some people mightn't be into it, but for me, it was just something I wanted to do, and I always thought, that it would, it was out of my reach, or like it would never happen, or that I hope that it, like I thought it was just something that I would stumble upon if I was lucky. I kind of approached it the way I used to approach trying to find, just trying to get laid in general, like just kind of happy-go-lucky, trying to no method or strategy, just actually trying to hopefully like come across it. And as I've said before, that's not a very effective strategy to getting laid. You need to actually make it happen as a guy. You need to chase it down, and you need to get it. And it's the same thing with when you want to have a threesome. And honestly, yeah, I mean, the first time I had a threesome, it was amazing. I mean, I ever like, it's actually kind of, I've actually done it so like quite a few times now. It's not that big a deal anymore. I mean, it's always great, but it's like the first time I did it, I felt like I'd, ticked off something significant in the bucket list. But I mean, the reality is, it's not. They're not that difficult to achieve. They're not that difficult to do once you know how. There is a method to doing it, and I just want to talk about that today because, like I said, just going about your business and going thinking that you're just going to stumble across like two hot girls that want to bang at the same time. It's like, I'm not saying it never happens, but it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be rare. Let's just say it's probably not gonna happen. I mean, men can go throughout their whole lives without getting laid. You know what I mean? If they don't try, there's virgin men. We all know that the rate of virgin men is like on the up and up. It's getting more and more. The camera's kind of blurry. I don't know. So there's men out there that they're virgins, right? They can go through that their whole lives if they don't put in the effort, if they don't chase it down, and they won't even get laid. So imagine, think about having a threesome. It's going to be a lot harder. um you could certainly go throughout, if you don't make it happen, you'll go through your life and you're not gonna stumble into two hot girls who are just gonna want to come home with you. um you know what I mean? You actually, there's a method, and I'm just going to talk about it. um Matt W in the house, what is up, what is good? uh Javier says, I'm setting up with some chicks to hopefully have my first one. Hopefully it goes through. Yeah, man. I mean, you have to set it up. You have to set it up, for sure. And basically, the key to having a threesome is it's to have one chick, one side chick that is 100% down, like 100% like on board, that is reliable, that will come, when you call her, and will, not be flaky. That's basically the bones of it. But let me just share a screen. Let me get it. All right, guys. So this is yeah. I mean, there might be something a little bit explicit there. This is on my website. I don't know if some of you guys might have read this, but this is on my blog, and it's called "How to Have a Threesome." Okay, I wrote that on July 20th, 2020. God damn, man, time's going too fast. But yeah, this second photo I'm not gonna be able to show you because it's like it's explicit. If you want to see that second photo, sign up to my premium content. You'll get to see it, but I'll have to slide by it fast, so yeah, the YouTube video doesn't get deleted. But anyway, let's just read it. So, I fantasized about having a threesome before I even had sex. I knew eventually that I would have one somehow, but I didn't know how to go about it. Back when I was blue pill, I was happy enough just to get laid. I usually got laid randomly on nights out with no consistency whatsoever. Yeah, like I said, you know, that's the way I used to approach trying to get laid. I relied on nightlife only, and it was very inconsistent, very random, very frustrating. Don't do that. You got to have all cylinders blazing. If you want to maximize, have a good sex life, you got to do dating apps, day game, nightlife. You just got to be able to play all the fields, right? I don't recommend anyone just sticks to one like field, because it doesn't. You're just going to limit yourself. Although, personally, I get the hottest chicks from doing day game for sure. But anyway, I thought that I was just that I thought that was just the way it was. And I guess that's how I thought eventually I may get really lucky and stumble into two really horny girls in a bar or a club. And like I said before, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm sure it does, but it's extreme. It's rare, right? It's rare, right? It is going to be rare. And obviously, guys, the more like chatted out you are, the more ripped you are, the more like, you know, the more you have, the more game you have, all that, it's going to make it easier. That goes without saying. I'm not saying that never happened to anyone, any guy before. It certainly has, but it's definitely not a good strategy to pull off a threesome. You'll probably be waiting a long time to score a threesome if you take that happy-go-lucky approach. Okay, skip by that photo. Hopefully the YouTube algorithm didn't pick it up. But let's see. So I'm going to tell you the key to having a threesome, and it's really simple. The key to scoring a threesome is to find one girl that is fully down to have a threesome and work with you to find a second girl. When you have a girl like that, having a threesome is surprisingly easy to pull off. Okay, so that's one way to actually do it, is to have a kind of a let's just say, what would you call it? You can do it in different ways. Like I said, if you have one girl that is fully down, and she could come along with you as a wing woman. Like, let me just clarify something. When it comes to, there's no such thing as really a wing woman in terms of, if it's. I would never recommend a guy to use a girl to go out and get pussy, unless it's unless in this circumstance, like where it's a girl that's actually you're already banging, and then you can use her to go and find another girl, and that works. It actually does work. It has worked for me with girls that are like 100% on board. Like, that's very important, that like genuinely want to have a threesome. And you can go out to a bar, club, wherever it may be, and I don't know if it couldn't be luck, but because it worked. Like, it worked on many occasions where um the particular girls I used as a wing woman, although it's very specific to having a threesome. In normal circumstances, I don't recommend using girls to like go out and find other girls. They're not very good wing women. If they're platonic friends, even though women are not really. Yeah, I don't believe in platonic friendships between men and women. But yeah, so that is one way. Yes. So anyway, let me continue. The fact is, a lot of girls are bi-curious and are interested in having a threesome. In my experience, a lot of girls, like, they're at least going to be able to kiss another girl. It's just not the same as, as two guys. Like, two guys kissing is just like, for most men, it's just there's no, like, even just doing it as a joke, it's so out of the question for like straight guys. But girls that are quote unquote straight could actually, potentially kiss each other, and it would just be nothing. But two straight guys, I mean, it would be a traumatic experience for them to kiss each other. But I think just girls have a lot more potential to have threesome. They're more open to it. They're more open to hooking up with each other, basically. Yeah. So when you have another girl by your side, that also makes your value as a guy go up. It shows pre-selection. It also shows you are more trustworthy as a guy. So when you have an enthusiastic girl by your side, you should easily be able to find another girl. So that's the important part. Enthusiastic, like the genuine desire to actually find and have a threesome. That's important, because if it's like a girl that's like by your side and she kind of just wants to have a threesome to please you, she's not really gonna. She might even try and sabotage it, like the whole thing. She might not really want to go ahead with it, and that's not right. Even like fun, to be honest. Like, if the girls, I've had it in both situations where um there's been girls that are like so genuinely like into it, and like they've been like bi, so it was like there was no awkwardness, it was like there was genuine desire. And it's like it's so much better than when the girl is just doing the threesome to please me, because even though they're doing it to try and please me, it comes across as like it can come across as like a chore, and you never want that. You definitely don't want that. But yeah, um, but yeah. So one way to do it is by setting up online dating profiles, advertising for a threesome. Another way I was able to have threesomes on multiple occasions is by going to bars or clubs and having the other girl as your wing woman. Yeah. So the first thing is you could actually, so you have your main girl. I don't know. She could be your boyfriend. I've never done a threesome with a girlfriend. I haven't had a girlfriend in quite a while. Um, like a genuine committed relationship. Maybe there's been girls that might have been naive enough to think that they were in a relationship with me, but I'm pretty straightforward, and I've always been honest with girls. I've never pretended that I'm their boyfriend. I have not done that for a long time. But anyway, yeah, my point. I've not done threesomes with girlfriends. I've done threesomes with sex friends, and but you could set up whatever online dating profiles, do your research, take photos together, and you can find a girl that way. Um, yeah, the way I did it the most was just from real life, pretty much nightlife, going out. Going out to bars or clubs and having the other girl as your wing woman. Like I said, this is wing woman in a very specific case. I want to reiterate that I don't recommend guys use platonic, so-called platonic friends as wing woman, because oftentimes women will actually get jealous and try and sabotage uh, you trying to hook up with other chicks. So, but this is different. This is like when she's actually like trying to hook up with another girl too. So, and it actually it kind of blew my mind how, when you approach a girl with another girl, there's way more, there's way less suspicion. There's way less trust. The girls kind of open up way quicker just because you're with another girl. You just become more trustworthy. Um, I don't know. It kind of really blew my mind. But the more your main girl is down for a threesome, the easier it is. That goes. That's pretty obvious. The girls I have had as my main side girl were super down, so we could always find a second girl. The funny thing is, it seems to be actually easier to get another girl for a threesome than it is to go out and get laid alone. That was one of the most surprising things for me. Was I think almost, I can't even remember, but it was a while ago. But almost every time we went out to find another girl for a threesome, it was successful. I think there was one time we went out and we couldn't find a girl, but it really blew my mind how like successful I it was, because I would literally go to. I remember the first time we tried it. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work. I don't know if we're gonna be able to find a girl. I'm not joking. Like literally, the very first girl we approached in the bar, we just offered to buy her a drink. I was with my side girl, and that girl came home with us, like 100%. It was amazing. But yeah, uh, obviously got to emphasize the point that when your main girl is 100% down, man, it makes things a lot easier, because they engage with the girl, like they let them know what's up. Um, yeah, it's a good thing. Another thing you can do is go to a swingers club. but that is more for people who are down to swap partners and share. It's not exactly a threesome, but you'll definitely get multiple lays in one night. Yeah, obviously that's there. There's levels to this game. There's levels to this game. It's like how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go? uh, you know, like I said, I've done this with. I've never done this with a girlfriend. I don't think I would ever want to do it with a girlfriend, but um, yeah, I'm not even in the frame of mind where I really want a girlfriend. So I've done this. I've gone to swingers clubs and in Tokyo, and it was pretty crazy. But yeah, that's a different thing. I mean, if you're in a relationship with a girl, you might not want to go to a swingers club. It depends. It depends on how open you are. You know, are you willing to share your girlfriend? Um, I don't think I would, but I mean, I'd be willing to share a friend with benefits. If it means I'm gonna get multiple, I'm gonna get multiple other girls to make happen. Search for a side girl that is 100% down to have a threesome. You should let her know as soon as possible that you want to have a threesome. See how she reacts. It's definitely better to wait until you have had sex with that side girl at least once before you bring up wanting to have a threesome. Yeah, it goes without saying. I mean, the better you are at sex, the more attractive you are um, to these girls. Uh, the more chatted out you are, the easier it's going to be. The better game you have. Because if you suck at sex and you're not going to be able to like I don't know, you're not going to be able to get a girl that will be down to she's not going to want to give that to you. It's just she won't think it's worth her time, or she won't think you're worthy of it. Maybe. So obviously, if you're like amazing, if you figure out how to do the deed really well, then your chances are going to be a lot higher. So that's why I say like wait until you have sex at least one time, uh, before you bring up wanting to have a threesome. And then yeah, you should bring it up as soon as possible, just because you don't want to give the impression that you're like dating material or like boyfriend material. You want to give the impression that you're like fun material, like you're down to have a fun time. You don't want to get serious, like you don't want to give that impression. So that's why you should do it as soon as possible. Um, when you find a girl that is down, go to bars and clubs and approach girls the same as you normally would, except with the main girl by your side. I would suggest looking for girls that are alone. Invite her for a drink with your main girl, even if your main girl opens to the girls you approach. I think most girls get the intent early on from the mood and the body language. Um, yeah, I think like when a guy and a girl, uh, as a couple, when you approach a girl, it's like okay, initially the girl will like have she'll be more trusting because there's a girl there. It gives the kind of you've already had pre-selection. There's an element of safety to it, but like from the mood, like they'll often get the message pretty quickly. Um, just from the way you're talking and things like that. Um, So have one or two drinks, but remember time kills all deals. Suggest going back to your place to chill, in inverted commas, sooner rather than later. Sometimes you can casually bring up threesomes in conversations while gaming the second girl. Other times you don't even need to, as the intent is obvious by inviting her back as a couple. I mean, if you're a couple and you're inviting a girl back to your apartment, from a club or a bar. I mean, the intent, like it's pretty obvious what's going on. Like, in my opinion, and I think most people would agree with that. It really depends on the mood. Sometimes I have brought it up before, and other times I haven't. But on every occasion when the second girl comes back, a threesome has happened. So every single time that I have, gotten to that point where you successfully get a girl to come back, like it has always gone down, um, in my experience. Um, Yeah, so and there it is, dudes. That's the key to having a threesome. Find a main girl that is down and it will fall into place with a little bit of effort. Have fun. Yeah, so um that is the way to do it, guys. It is that simple. It's not as complicated as you think. Um Matt W says, my ex saw me start to lose interest near the very end. So after a party at our house when we were fooling, she told me to get her friend upstairs for a threesome. She was passed out and we couldn't wake her. Too bad. Too bad. Try again. Try again. Don't quit. Um Matt Davy says, unfortunately she was skinny and a hot blonde too. Much hotter than my ex. Talk Russian American chick. Damn. Uh, My ex told me her ex boyfriend wanted a threesome with a girl, but she told him she was curious about one with a black guy in return. He lost his shit when, when she told him that, and it never happened. Oh man, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, I mean, some girls will, there's this idea that girls like when girls like that girls don't have as much of a sexual desire as men, and they do, but it's just different. It's just different. It's like, and it's not as consistent as men. Like, but when this is from I'm no biologist, but like I have, let's just say I have a lot of experience. Like when girls are horny, it's like I think they're like almost hornier than men. But the thing about men is, I've said this before, when men, like a healthy man should be like horny every day, pretty much. Like eating correctly, getting enough sleep, getting enough exercise equals. What else? Not jerking off, not watching porn every single day. Um, that's that. Like that's just that. If that's you as a guy, then you should be like you should be like raring to go pretty much every day. Like you should, but women are not like that. They're definitely not like that. They're not. It's almost like they come into heat. Like there's times of the month when they're just like really like up for having sex, and then there's times when there's like zero. They're on it like a zero. There's a scale 1 to 100 of wanting to have sex, and they're at zero. And then other times of the month they'll be at 100. But men don't operate like that. At least healthy men should not operate like that. Healthy men should be like every day of the week, like should be, that's just the way men are built. Um, uh, but yeah, I mean, yeah. So my point is, some guys think that these women, they if they're in a relationship and they cheat, it means that like they don't love their boy, they don't love, inverted commas, quote unquote, don't love their partner. But like from my experience, I've been with girls, like I've cheated with girls have cheated with me, that have had boyfriends that have no intention of breaking up with their boyfriends. They've just cheated for pleasure. um that's like, because I don't know. That's what I've seen here in Japan. um, and so I don't know. A lot of these girls are like a lot freakier than you would think. Um, if you get the truth out of them, you know, a lot of girls actually also fantasize. A lot of girls actually would fantasize about having a threesome with two guys. You would be surprised about how many girls would actually like to do that. Like that's why if you're in a relationship, if you have a girlfriend, it's like it's a rabbit hole. Like ideally, it's a rabbit hole to go down. Like because if you do that with your your girlfriend, if you get her to have a threesome with you with another girl, you don't be surprised if she starts asking, expecting you to if you have an argument with her or whatever, whatever comes up, she might start feeling entitled to have a threesome with another guy. um and that's serious. That's the kind of rabbit hole you'll open yourself up to. That's the kind of worms. But that's the thing. I've never done it with a girlfriend, or I've always done it with friends with benefits. And it's not, there's no strings attached. It's like it's whatever. I don't care. um yeah, actually, I remember one time I had a threesome with a girl, with a mate of mine. It was a dude, like, so we shared this chick that had a boyfriend. That blew my mind. Like, this chick had a boyfriend, and she has no. I still like. She occasionally comes around. I don't see her that often, but she occasionally comes around. But she still has a boyfriend, and she doesn't. She knows that there's no way I'm gonna date her. I'm not gonna date her. Like, there's no way. Um, she knows that. She knows that I'm a player. I'm just But she told me, like, she doesn't want. She's not gonna break. She doesn't intend. She doesn't even want to break up with her boyfriend. And this girl, I shared this girl, like, it was with another with a friend of mine. We both banged her, and her boyfriend has no idea this shit's like, man. It just opens my. Nothing surprises me anymore. I've seen it all. Like, I've seen it all. Like guys are very. A lot of guys are very, very, very naive about how how sexual these girls can get. Um, there's things like, you could be in a relationship with a girl, and there's things you have no idea what she's getting up to. Your mind would be blown out of the water if like, a lot of guys out there, their girlfriends are cheating, their wives are cheating. They have no idea, and they'll never find out. That's the crazy thing. They'll never find out. Like, it'll just never be revealed. Of course, some guys, sometimes it'll get revealed, and there'll be a divorce or whatever. There might not even be a divorce. You might end up cucking her husband. Yeah, apparently there's they did a study. I can't remember where I saw this. I'm gonna have to find it. Maybe they'll show on it. But they did a study that about biological, like, about families' biological parents, and they figured that there was a certain percentage. They did it in a school or something, and they found out that there was a certain percentage of the kids that, like, their fathers were not actually their biological fathers, and this was not revealed. This was, they had to, like, cancel the study or whatever, because it would have destroyed families. It would really, like, destroy. It has destroyed families. I mean, imagine raising your kids or whatever for, like, until adulthood, and then finding out that they're not yours. There was some story where there was a woman, and she had like six children, and none of it was revealed really later on in life that the father was not actually the real father to any of the kids, and it was only revealed way later in life, and it just like completely melted the family apart. It was like the most devastating. It would be such savagery. It would be such a savage like wound. Imagine that as a man, like raising kids to adulthood that were not ever yours. It would be so brutal. It would be brutal on the kids too. Um, but yeah, it's just that's just nature, guys. It's pretty savage. Uh, let's see. Matt Davies says, and he kind of failed. Also, she may have wanted that deal because her interest in him was lower than me. With me, she was scared to even talk about other guys. Her fear of loss was much higher. Not him, though. Yeah, I mean, girls won't. If girls have a very, if girls are very, very attached to you, if they're really obsessed with you, infatuated, in love with you, they're not going to risk saying something like that. They're not going to risk it. Um, Even though they might actually want it, like they would hold back from it. Like that's the thing. That's you're pretty spot on there. I mean, maybe guys with if they're with a guy and their interest is low, they'll be bolder with what they're going to say. But yeah, if a girl is really in love with you, you're not going to risk saying that, even though they might actually want to do it. You never underestimate how like female fantasies, like they're into some freaky shit, and sometimes it's the innocent looking girls that are into the freakiest kind of thing. um yeah, so you can also you can really open up a can of worms if you let a girl kind of, if you get her into a kind of a comfortable zone where she feels like she's free to tell you the truth. Like you can open up a real can of worms, especially if you're in a relationship and you find out about her past. Man, yeah, it can be brutal. you can you can't go back once you know certain things. It's like you can never unknow it. Um, but yeah, man, these girls have a lot of girls have a very very wild sexual history that they wouldn't want their boyfriends to know about because yeah, a lot of girls give themselves away to the chads, right? They'll give them their best selves away to the chads. They'll do all the most like degenerate kind of things with the alpha chad dudes, and then they'll hook up with the beta provider kind of boyfriend later on, and he'll get the vanilla kind of like missionary boring shit. And if he finds out about what she used to get up to, like with the alpha chads, I mean that will just break his like heart. You know what I mean? It's just like brutal. Like imagine it's just you can use your imagination. But a girl might never, she might tell her boyfriend, oh, I'm not into anal, I've never done that. But yeah, she did that like a lot with she did that on the first night, with some chad she met at a club. And it was the most, she probably fantasizes about that sex when she's banging her boyfriend. um but that's how brutal it is, guys. um that's why you just gotta chat out and like just not, I don't know, you just gotta get good at sex and understand female anatomy, understand your own anatomy, understand how to make females come, just to make them. You want to be the guy that the alpha chad that got away. You don't want to be the beta provider guy. No one wants to be that. No one in this chat wants to be that guy. the beta provider guy that just gets the missionary and just like doesn't get the best. Never, I'm never gonna be like that. I'm never gonna accept that. And if a girl's giving that to me, I'm like, boom, cut off immediately. Never gonna tolerate that shit. Um, not me, not me. I'm never gonna tolerate getting like at the end of the day, we all get like there's this idea of sloppy seconds. We all get sloppy seconds. Like unless you're banging a virgin, like you're getting sloppy. You get like she's been with other guys before, so that's it's like I don't know. It's like I don't know where I'm going with that, but it's yeah. Matt W says, I've had a few chicks tell me their favorite porn is gangbangs. Bro, they have crazy fantasies beyond just two guys at once. That's yeah, I've heard that before too. I've crazy stuff like yeah, I mean it's crazy. I mean, sometimes I'm banging a girl and I think I'm good at reading what a girl likes in sex because I try things out but sometimes they catch me off guard and one of the like sometimes they ask me to choke them and stuff and I know they don't want me to have to I know they don't want to have to ask. They don't girls hate to have to ask a guy to do something, but it's just, the reason I'm bringing that up is just because sometimes you think you know them. Sometimes you think like you understand what they're into, but then they'll throw something like that at you, and you'll be like, "What? Like I didn't think you'd be into that. You just didn't look like the type of girl that would be into it. I mean, I'll do it if I'm gonna, if they're into it, I'll do it. I'll oblige. If they want to get choked out, like, but sometimes just catches you off guard. You're like, "Whoa, I didn't think you didn't look like that kind of girl," or um but yeah, and it's like they like it rough and they like to be denigrated or wild stuff, man. Wild stuff that cannot be unseen. um Know Your Words says there's a town in Kentucky where 50% of all children are the son of the postman. Is that like a real story? Is that is that a real thing? But it's like doesn't surprise me. Yeah, the postman gotten around. Chad the fuck out postman. Um, uh, yeah, Matt W says that's heartbreaking, and the women are too solipsistic to really sympathize with the man's viewpoint. Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know. It gets to a point, when you can you learn so much as a guy about you learn so much about women that it's almost like it would be very hard to like I don't know I honestly don't know if I could ever like like I don't think I'm capable of like genuinely like loving a girl. I don't think I think I could be close to a girl, but I don't think I could love a girl. I don't think I would give myself over. I don't think I would make myself like vulnerable like where would like you know I just wouldn't allow myself. I think it's like a choice. It's like I just choose not to. Like yeah, it's just not. I remember that I think the last time I could say I maybe loved a girl and I look back and on the way I was and the way I behaved, I still it's so many years ago and I feel embarrassed by it. I'm 32 years old, but I would never want to be like that again. I would never want to be like it's so it's like a ball and chain and it's also embarrassing the shit you do. You're basically a simp when you love a girl too much. Um, yeah, you lose all rationale. Like when you love quote unquote love a chick, you lose all rationale. You're not using your brain. Um, but I don't want to be like that. Don't need to be like that. Spark55 says, I think if she wants to cheat on her boyfriend, she has no genuine burning desire. That's true. That is true. But I think girls can stay with guys for other reasons, like maybe emotional reasons, maybe financial reasons. Who knows? But all I know is I know a lot. I've been with a lot of girls that don't want to break up with their boyfriends, but they will still cheat. So they probably lost burning desire for sex, and but maybe they just want to stay with their boyfriend for other reasons. But I don't know. All I know is that they do cheat for that reason. The boyfriend is probably just a beta provider. Yeah, that's probably it. But it just does. It happens. I mean, it happens, and it happens. There's times when the guy will never find out. They could get married, and she could have been cheating all throughout while they were dating, and they'll get married, and she'll continue to cheat, and she'll be careful about it, and he'll never know. He'll never know about her secret life, because he's a beta. Matt Dobie says, I would say there are a lot of beta male providers that get great sex too. But either way, she's fantasizing about her alpha that widowed her while banging her beta provider's brains out. Yeah, man, probably true. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. All you can do is, try and not be that beta provider. Try and be as good as sex as you possibly can be, just so you can be that alpha dude. Be in good physical shape and bang her as good as possible. Toby says, and the beta boyfriend will never know it. A lot of them will never find out. They'll never find out. It's like they might even get like genuinely cucked. Like the wife might actually go and have children with other men and stay married to the guy, and the guy will think they're his children. I would say that happens. I think I would say that's probably pretty common in homogenous societies. To be very honest, like I would say that's kind of common in Japan with homogenous society. Like I don't give a fuck, but the fact is, like, all Japanese people, they all have black hair or slightly brown. They all have brown or black, dark or black eyes. It would go unnoticeable if a woman was to cheat with another Japanese man. I'm just saying it would be very it would be very easy for Japanese women to cheat, like to literally cuck their husbands. And I would love to know a study about that in Japan, like what percentage of children are actually not, what percentage of their fathers are not actually their biological fathers, because if in more multicultural societies are like, people have different features, different colored hair. It's like, it's like they're different colored eyes, so it would actually be kind of harder to cuck your husband, because the baby will grow up and like maybe even have it, if the father was black or Hispanic, or the mother, it would just let's just say it could be revealed easier when the baby is born. But I don't know, guys. When it comes to sex, though, like you should have a good idea about how good you are at sex. Like it when it comes to over time, like when you've been with a lot of women, it's like you're kind of it's almost like hard to be bad at sex when you've been with a lot of women, because you could be bad at it, but you'll know that you're bad at it if yeah, because but because over time you just learn about the female anatomy. You learn about the different kinds of orgasms women can have, like the different bodily reactions they can have. But the thing is that the female orgasm is just not as it's just not as simple as the male orgasm. And the male orgasm is boom, like you come or you didn't. It's not complicated. But the female one is like complicated, but even so, you should have a good idea. Like I never bother. I don't ask girls, "Oh, did you come? Like, did I make you come?" I don't even bother asking because I kind of know, and even if they, you know, I kind of have a good idea, you know. Even if they're, apparently statistically a lot of women fake orgasms, and I can even tell when maybe a woman's maybe it's a fake one, and it's like, okay, I'm onto that. I kind of know. And usually a woman will do that when she wants to like finish. And the reality is some women cannot have orgasms. Like they can't. Like they've just it's very difficult for them to have orgasms. That's another reason why women aren't as crazy about sex as men, because sex for women can be either really unbelievably amazing or really bad, or just like nothing. Like it can be nothing. It can just feel like they got kind of slithered on, and that's another reason. So sex for men and women is a very different thing. Um, but yeah, when you've been with when a lot of women, you'll understand. You'll kind of know whether you're good at sex or not. Well, you should know. like like there's that. Um, you just got to work with what you have as a dude. You know, uh, yeah, they like. Let's just say they like a nice fit. like like when you're banging a chick, like it needs to feel like it's a nice fit. like if you're going in there and it feels like it's like let's just say it's like a little bit loose, then you're gonna want to torque it a little bit. You're gonna want to like use some techniques because it's all about like friction. It's all about the friction. There needs to be some like uh friction going on down there for them to get off. But yeah, so John B says, "Good show, Mac. I live in Kentucky, and that comment earlier is fake news. Fake news. Apparently, fake news." Okay. Um, Matt W says, "I say when a woman closes her eyes during sex the whole time, she's probably imagining another guy. Just get your just get your D wet and share us the notch." 100%. Yeah, that's interesting observation, and you're probably right. Um, yeah, you're probably right. Um, and it would be interesting to know what they're fantasizing about. But yeah, who cares? But yeah, just get the D wet. Yeah. Um, Noy Word says, according to interviews, he had an A and in because he looked like Johnny Cash. I don't know. I don't know. Could be another fake news, but it would be fucking crazy if that was true. I'm sure there's some Genghis Khan postmen out there slaying it. You know, uh, you know. Matt W says, I was like, no, that's a fucking stupid name. And she was dead set on it. Looking back, she wasn't even worth having future family conversation with. I was super blue pilled. Yeah. I don't know, guys. Um, it's a crazy world out there. All I know is you just gotta chat out and just like not give a shit about, not get hung up about these women's, like, when it comes to when it comes to banging, when it comes to getting laid, like, I mean, you just you gotta not give a crap about you know the women's sexual history, um because they've definitely been around. Definitely in this society, you're not gonna find this, this unicorn, this like innocent, like virgin chick who hasn't, had a ton of dicks. You're not gonna find it. Even Japanese girls, like, even they're super hot, but like they're promiscuous as hell. Like, you're not. Like, I had a friend here in Tokyo, and we're joking around. He's like, "Oh, you got like sloppy seconds." He was ripping on me and MLD because we've banged a few chicks, between us, um, same chicks. And one of the other guys was like, "Oh, you got sloppy seconds," and I was like, "Dude, they're all fucking, they're all sloppy seconds. Like, you like, if it's not me or someone else, it's like there's." If you think you're getting a girl that hasn't been touched, you're an innocent bastard. You have no idea what you're talking about. Um, you know, uh, Matt Dobby says, "Don't ever let a woman name your son, guys. Never ever do it." I laugh my ass off. Rich Cooper made a video about that. That's based, yeah, yeah. Don't ever let a chick do that. Um, she's gonna name it after the one that got away. Alpha widowed, told it. Yeah, no way. Don't ever do that. That's pretty much getting cucked. John B says, "Come to the States, Mac." I've been to New York once, but I'll have to get over sometime for sure. Yeah, man, gonna get over. Uh, shoot some guns. Shoot some guns. It'd be good. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna let me see. Know Your Worth says, "The story I read is entitled DNA Test Provides Retired Postman Has 1,300 Illegitimate Children. I got duped by fake news." I have to look it up. I'm gonna look that up. But do some fact checking. But it's probably happened somewhere. For sure, it probably has. Um, uh, Matt Dobby says, "My mom named me Matthew, not my dad's idea at all. Now I know why. God damn, it's brutal, brutal stuff altogether." Yeah, man. Oh God, yeah. I don't know. If I ever had a child, I hope it's a boy. Be heartbreaking to have a daughter. Yeah, but yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. I'll be back tomorrow night, another episode of Player Life. Peace out. Have a good one. Bye bye.